name is Amelia, and this is for EEC 3009, subunit 2.1. And the question is, what is your understanding of early childhood curriculum now? How has it changed and why? When I first thought about curriculum, especially before I got into the program, I always thought it was just one big book of what told teachers what to teach and when to teach it. I didn't know that different teachers change their curriculum from year to year, or that every teacher has their own style of teaching. I just thought that all teachers were required to do worksheets and read the same books, and that teachers really didn't have a choice of what they wanted to teach or what they taught. My idea of curriculum has changed since I've been in the College of Education and since I'm writing the subunit. I know for early childhood education, it is definitely more about not just textbooks and worksheets, but it definitely is what is best for the child socially and emotionally and cognitively. So it really focuses on the child as an individual and as a whole. It's not just we have to teach these standards and you have to learn multiplication by next week, because after that we're moving on to division. It's really about, especially early childhood education, it's really about teaching to the child at their own pace and making sure that they understand it completely before they move on to the next step, in my opinion. And it's probably the same for middle school and higher grades too. I just haven't been in one of those grades yet. But since I've recently been in a pre-K and early childhood education class, that I know that teachers are all about teaching to the children, and they use different types of techniques and materials to keep the children engaged and focused, and that they are still learning, and that they are learning through playing and investigating and researching and dramatic play. They are still learning. It just doesn't look like it to a lot of parents or any outsiders. The second question, which curriculum model best reflects my style? I thought the best one that suited my style before I read the subunit 2.1 was the Reggio Emilia style, because I really like the rusticness of it and how it's very natural lighting and how it lets the children and the teacher be co-collaborators in the child's experience and on the journey of the child's growth and development. I really like that one, and I like how the Reggio Emilia style lets the children have more control over the education. But I also after watching the video and reading it, I also like the Bank Street style of teaching. I thought that was really neat. I haven't heard of that one before, and I really, really liked that one. I've heard about it, having read a lot about it. But I definitely like how the teacher has the support even after they graduate, that the teacher has the support at least once a week or once a month or whatever it was, that they have a support of a mentor to come in and watch them and observe them still even after they graduate, because that mentor can help them give them ideas or opinions and help them. So the teacher still has support even after they graduate. They're not just let to the wolves. And I really like how the teacher still support, because I know my first year teaching, I'm going to be a nervous wreck the entire year. I'm not going to let the kids see it. Behind closed doors, I'm going to be a nervous wreck, because I want to make sure that I'm teaching the children appropriately and developmentally appropriately and meeting the standards and making sure the parents are happy and that my bosses are happy. So I feel like if I had a mentor even after I graduate, it would definitely help me out a little bit. I also liked that the teachers got to put their own spin on their classrooms or what they wanted to teach, even though they were teaching all of the same things. And even the Reggio Emilia style has a little bit of this as well. But I really thought it was cool that the teacher was teaching the children yoga, because you can still teach the children yoga, especially if it can help them socially and emotionally, because it helps helps resolve conflicts. If a couple children are fighting or getting angry, teaching them breathing techniques can help them calm down and kind of calm down and think about what they're going to say or do before they actually do it. So I think teaching them yoga is a really cool and creative idea. But it can also help them with their physical education. And it can help them, you can kind of incorporate science and math into it too. You can do the anatomy of the body, and which I think you can even probably do reading if you really thought, if I had enough time. But I like that teachers can put their own spin on their education and the child's education in the classroom. So the teacher has a little bit more say, I think, in the Bank Street way. And I really like how they had co-teachers as well. So you have that support or someone to bounce ideas off of, or have you guys can like kind of not take turns, but both be involved in the children's education. But it's not just all centered on you. Like one could do math, one could do reading. So I like that co-teachering as well. And I like how the Bank Street style of teaching also really focus on the children's social and emotional aspects, not just the cognitive again. But Reggio Emilia also helps students the social and emotional stuff. So I'm kind of like back and forth between Bank Street and Reggio Emilia. So yeah.